I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off Channel Orion. I watched sea beams glittering down 10 hours a day. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. I've seen attack ships on fire. I watched CDs literally drown. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain. I've seen attack ships on fire off the shore line. I watched CDs glittering out I've seen attack ships on fire off the shore line. I watched CDs glittering down the all those moments will be lost in time, like tears. Time to die.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second, are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. And here we go with more silly stuff. Let's go with that.
Don't forget to bring it down.
Puff, 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 puff,
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop.
This is fucking awesome.
Walk into my house like, what up? I got some good pot. I'm just pumped up, got some herb from the pot shop. Ice in my fridge, it used to be frosty. My friends like, damn, that's a stoned ass donkey. Rolling in hella high, looking like it's FIFA time. Dominating all my friends as I eat some chili fries. Draped in a snuggie with my girl sitting next to me. Probably shouldn't have had a big gulp full of iced tea. Piss. But shit, it was 99 cents. I'll be blazing and smoking it, about to go and get some munchies next. Passing up on those Cracker Jacks, Reese's Pieces are where it's at. Gotta get me some soda pop. Cottonmouth has been creeping up, but can't remember where I put my keys. Yeah, that's what's up. I'ma take your grandpa's ride. I'ma take your grandpa's ride. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I take a 65? DeVille cruising to my local Publix. Nothing better than rolling with two super fly chicks. They have frozen burritos. I bought frozen burritos. I bought some Ben and Jerry's, and then I bought some Cheetos. Hello, my main man Obama. A couple states have just reformed their laws on marijuana. What you gonna do, send the feds there? Hell no, the DEAs will be like, oh, they got volcanoes.
I'm gonna smoke
some weed. I got $20 in my pocket, and
I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop.
this is fucking awesome. All right, folks, there we go. We'll go ahead and stop sharing over here. Welcome to another what the fuck stream. We've got a lot of crazy shite to play for you today. I know how annoying Kent Hovind is, but fuck it. That's all I gotta say. And we have two streams maybe to try to get into to look at. Let me just double check that I have. Let me just go here, and then let's bring in our guests and co-hosts and all the stuffs and things in just a second. Okay. So let me get to, let's go ahead and bring in our, Jesus, is that far to our?
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Yes, I guess you're right. How are you doing?
Yep, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How is you?
Good. My ear's a little sore because I threw this huge ass hoop thingy-mabobber in it because I'm trying to stretch my ear so I can do liftings from it. But other than that, good. Other than like rewatching the interview with Kent Dumbass and Planet Peterson, and I actually found. Why can't I see this? I actually found another debate, I guess is what you would call it, that they did. There's no way it's that far down. What the hell? When am I in the wrong thing? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Totally. Duh, dumbass. Maybe that helps if I'm in the right fucking... Anyways, let's go ahead and bring in our lovely...
Dumbass.
And there's our doggo. How are you doing, dog?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Inmate 06452. I put no, Ken. A pine tree won't give birth to a dog. That's one of his go-tos, isn't it?
It was something like that. Just because things have DNA of each other does not mean... Anyways, we already know the idiocracy of this. If you don't know who Kent Fucknut is, I'm sorry to introduce them into your life. Otherwise, for all the rest of us, we're going to be going over the same crap that we've already gone over. There's nothing really fucking new. Just I love how Planet Peterson tears him apart. So we're mainly going to be going over Planet Peterson tearing him apart and a little bit of Kent Hovind talking out of his fucking old arsehole. So let's say hello to the side of my chats right quick with our Alleman.
Hey, Ollie.
Hey, Ollie.
A commander.
Hey, Commander.
Hey, Commander.
Stop the stupidity.
Hey, stop.
Hey, stop.
Yeah. And we have Saki McSuckface.
Saki. Hey,
Sucky.
A demon orb.
Demon.
And somebody we've not seen in a hot minute, but I'm glad that you're back here, is an Irish Dublin. And welcome back, Irish.
Hi, Irish.
And we have one of my favoriteest pets of the dragons, and that's Pet Dragon.
Oh, hey, Pet Dragon.
Hi, girl.
So welcome everybody here to the Insanity, and we'll go over some of this, and then we'll do some palate cleansers and stuff and things. But the reason I really
want to need them for Kent.
Oh,
we're going to need lots of palate cleansers, mate.
Yeah, no, for sure. And what I really wanted to do by going over this is to show how Planet Peterson tore the shit out of Kent Hovind, because he's a fucking douche nozzle. We will go over parts of what he has said, but we will start this way. And yes, he was an inmate. It was tax fraud, if I remember properly, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So he was in prison for 4 years, if I remember properly.
I don't know. I just.
Somebody in the side of my chats, correct me if I'm wrong, because I usually get numbers close or not close. So if somebody in the side of my chats wants to say how many years he actually spent in prison, and didn't his son get in trouble for tax evasion or something as well? Just he didn't go to jail? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't
know.
Eric.
He got in trouble for something. I don't know if he went to jail for it, though.
Well, he's also been in and out of jail for beating up his wives. He's been married many times.
Yeah, and then
no, that's impossible because he's Christian. Like, you married just once for life, right?
Well, it wasn't his idea to get goddamn divorced. It was her idea. If it was his choice, he would have stayed married to her. Anyways, okay.
He also has a couple. He lives in a compound with a group of people.
Yeah,
It's
didn't
Dino Park, isn't it? He has a compound.
Didn't a kid accidentally die, or a kid died on the compound, and then there was
at least one.
There was a child molester or somebody who got in trouble for that was living on his compound while he had children around. Yeah, no, he got out of jail like 10 years ago. He's been out of jail for a gazillion years, right?
He tried to sue the revenue people, the Inland Revenue, for $1.5 billion.
The IRS. Oh yeah.
For $1 billion.
Revenue agents.
It's because he could have been not paying money for certain things, but he was not claiming it properly. And if you're a religious person or a foundation and or church or whatever, anyways, he's a Dumas. Let's just put it that way.
He's the worst.
And there's a bunch of background stuff behind him, like the kid dying and that dude living on the property while kids were around and this and that and other things and stuff. And I think at the time he had a non-contact order with people under a certain age or something. I don't remember 100%, but that's not what we're getting to. Let's get into him being an idiot about young Earth creationism. And then I have another thing about him talking about the geological, I'm going to say tunnel, but I know that's not the right word. Geological column, the geological column. So we're going to be talking about young Earth creationism for a little bit, because this is a 2-hour and 12-minute stream. We are definitely not even going to try to get anywhere close to it. I just want to delve into the idiocracy, and mainly the beginning is the best parts, because he starts floundering like a literal flounder at the end of it. But we will be going over the geological column as well, because the beginning of that freaking thing is amazing, because Planet Peterson fucking kicks his arse. If you are not subscribed to Planet Peterson, please go over there and subscribe to them. Show them some love. Like, subscribe, like this debate and a couple other ones. I don't know who this other gentleman is, standing for the truth biblical. I don't know who the other person is, but
he's moderating anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the moderator, but I think that he is on the side of Kent Hovind. So let's not show him any love. And please don't go over there and make fun of him or call him names or do anything negative. Kent Hovind, go beat him up a little bit, but not a whole bunch, and don't threaten them. But take the piss out of
Nothing illegal. But
yeah,
like, hey, teasing somebody because they're stupid.
Yeah. If you post something in public, we should be able to lightly tease you, and that's what we fucking do on these things. And if you go over there, just lightly tease them as well. Don't stick your whole fist in his arse, just and kind of play with his anus.
Because he probably
anyways,
likes that.
he probably does, especially if it comes from a kind of I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, let's crack on.
I'll go over that for the audience as well before we get into the first opening statement.
Yeah, just the only important part is when you're being cross-examined, you can't answer questions with questions.
Yeah, so
they do that in court all the time.
They don't do that in court all the time. That's not how you cross-examine people, you dumb cunt. But anyways, he doesn't know.
He would know anyway.
Idiot.
He's been in court a lot.
Well, then listen to what Peterson says right after that.
You would know.
I love him so much. This is why we're doing this, because I hate Kent Hovind so much, but I love this gentleman so much. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do
That
this
was
thingy.
a good. That was a really good one.
Yeah, exactly. So let's crack on to the first 10 minutes of Peterson going over his stuff, and then we'll go over some of Kent Hovind's, and then we'll see the rebut. We'll see how we'll play it by ear.
Hand it over to you now. And again, you have up to 10 minutes for an opening statement.
I think we said hi to you. I just want to make sure we said hi.
Thank you very much.
And jinx you.
So countless times I've seen Kent ask.
So what we're going to do is we're going to speed this up a little bit. And if it is too fast for y'all, then we'll slow down. But I think that we can all handle it being a little bit fast, just because we want to get through as much as possible today.
Questions that he believes pose a challenge to evolution. You know, why this, why that? So let's say that hypothetically, Kent asks a question that somebody does not have an answer for. What is Kent's answer going to be? If it is a how question, how did something happen, this, that, or the other, Kent's answer will be God did it.
Yep.
It's not how God did it. It's just the claim that God did it. If it's a why question, Kent will say the same sort of thing, because God did it. That's not an answer or even an attempt to make an argument.
Or he'll say, which is almost the same thing, but I just want to say this because I want to break this up, because I want to make it full of us content. You know, this is us using their content, just in case any of the douche nozzles like Kent or the other person who's the moderator, which I don't know very well, tries to come back at us and say that we are not trying to use this as content that we're commentating on, right? Is that the right way to say it? Totally. Anyways, he'll say it's in the Bible. So I know he's saying that God said it, but what he's going to say over and over again, and what he's always going to say in this thingy stream or debate, at least he's going to say, well, it's in the Bible. What that does not prove anything. Just because it's written down doesn't mean it's true. Just like if it's on the interwebs doesn't mean it's fucking true.
Simply a conclusion given in desperation.
So, hey, West Side Girl.
I promise that tonight Kent will not give a single answer or reason or explanation for anything that we discuss. Kent will only give us his conclusions.
I haven't noticed that, but I could see it. I only go over some of his stuff, and I just like the debates that he's doing for this. So totally.
Hopefully at a few turns, if Kent's honest, he will at least say, I don't know. But the problem is the God hypothesis is fundamentally useless, which is the alternative explanation to evolution by natural selection and therefore common descent, which is the topic of our debate tonight. The God hypothesis can't answer any questions. And we know this because a God, the type of God Kent believes in, could have done literally anything. It has supposed unlimited abilities. So did God create the world billions of years ago? That's absolutely a possibility. God could have done that. What about only 6,000 years ago? God could certainly have done that as well. God could have created the whole world an hour before this debate began. Kent thinks that the Bible proves that the answer is 6,000 years and that evolution doesn't take place and every organism was created pretty much as we see them today. But that's just question begging. According to Kent, Genesis is literal, the genealogies are reliable, and the beginning of everything goes.
Yeah, because all the numbers is right.
That's actually a really good point that he's making. God could have created the world just seconds before now and just gave us the memories of what happened before.
Yeah, exactly. Anything could be possible. It's just how do we prove that or disprove it, or how do we go about taking in that information and seeing about it?
Yeah. If there's no way to disprove something, then it's a non option.
Yeah. You can't prove a negative or something like that, right? So, anyways, and the other thing is the Bible got fucking pi wrong, and I know it could have been through translation, but if God was so almighty, every single time it got translated, it should be translated exactly the same way. And if you wanted to teach people something, why would you make it so that people spoke a gazillion and a half languages or different versions of a bunch of languages? That doesn't make any sense other than to confuse people into not believing in you.
Goes back 6,000 years. If that's true, then there must be evidence, but there is zero evidence.
Yeah.
For example, we can see billions of light years. That's really all you need to establish that that claim is false. So it's over right there. Kent will say something like, if God created a mature atom, then he can create a mature looking universe, but that's not an explanation, it's a conclusion. If there was a way to date the universe, and the universe is 6,000 years old, then the only acceptable
Man, if I was gonna date the universe, that's a lot of organisms that I'm dating at one time. Oh, never mind. Sorry, he's talking about different dating. He's talking about time, not being in love with or having sex with. I was having a great fantasy thinking about fucking everybody in the world. But anyways,
answer is 6,000 years. But since that's not what happened, now what we have to do is invent from nothingness the claim that God just did it that way and created a very young universe that is billions of light years across. And there's no evidence for that. It's just that Kent has to say that because that's the only way to preserve the conclusion that he already had. It's not an explanation. It's not an argument. It's not predicated on evidence. It's just an assertion. Now, I said all of that, but
this is amazing what he's going to say next. If I'm remembering properly, I am a little tipsy and I've watched this multiple times, but just listen to what he says, which is amazing.
I don't want this topic is not about, the age of the universe or anything like that. I only draw out that example as a way to explain the problem that we have here. So tonight, I hope that we only talk about biological evolution from this point on. I just give that example to illustrate the fallacy in Kent's reasoning. So at no point tonight,
we have Dave, a captive desk. Welcome.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Do I believe that Kent will use data to support what he believes in?
Everybody put a 1 in the side chat if you think that Kent Hovind's going to use any type of...
Oh, he'll use the only rhetoric he knows, and he'll post a video of this debate with all his little clan and his little followers.
Yeah. Put 1 if you think he's going to use... Dog, you jumped it. If he's going to use evidence, put 2 if you think he's not going to use evidence and he's just going to scapegoat. I know.
2.
I know. I said the H word. God damn it! I said the Hovid word. I know. We should call him something else, like Kent
inmate.
Cunt. Hoover. Sure. Something like that.
That's insulting all the vacuum cleaners in the world.
That's very true, because Hoovers do something where Kent does shite other than exist.
Really, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's crack on.
Apart from claiming that frogs give birth to frogs, as if that disproves evolution, which it does not.
Yes, but the thing about amphibians, when they are born with weird anomalies constantly. If you take
And what he's saying there is not true.
No, of course not.
Because frogs do not give birth to frogs.
They give birth to tadpoles, to other
they
things
don't
that
even
turn
give birth.
into.
They lay eggs.
Yeah, so they egg lays, and then it's the tadpoles to other things. But once again, Kent Hovind thinks he's fucking cute by saying that. But if you actually look at a bunch of eggs being laid by frogs in a pond, a shit ton of them come out fucking hella fucked up. Multiple other legs, non-legs. The only reasons we don't see those once they become adults, well, okay, they're obviously tadpoles, and then they grow into. But the reason why you don't see messed up animals as an adults is because they're the ones that get eaten first. So if you have a lab and you can grow them, you'll have anomalies happening constantly. So one of the things, like in the sideshow in carnival industry, you know why there are so many fucking two-headed pigs, two-headed goats, all these multi-head, multi-legged things? When you're birthing a gazillion and a half things, their DNA will eventually fuck up. And now you're going to have an animal that's born that is of the kind, but it's not like the exact replica of the other ones. So God that doesn't prove, you know what I'm saying? That's what Kent Hovind says. This is going to make this no matter what, and it's always going to be the same thing. No, motherfucker, it's not. They're always going to be different fucking DNA strands, and then the ones that fucking come out with too many legs and they can't fucking hop are going to be the ones that fucking get eaten the first by birds, and then their DNA is not going to be passed. And that is why we have something that seems to birth something in the same way over and over and over and over again. And or the way that we farm. We only breed the animals that are good. Right?
Yeah.
And they just found a 3-year-old tadpole. Ooh, share that with us.
Link, please.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Bitch. Link that shit.
Supposedly, but I have to do more research, and I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this with the right way. Supposedly, the gigantic salamanders in Japan are 9 different species mixed together throughout time. They're actually 3 different salamanders plus a couple other things, and their mutations, like you're saying, have caused them to interbreed some way, shape, or form. And because they're amphibian and their DNA is that weird type of DNA, which amphibians and reptiles have, they're able to crossbreed a little bit better. Like mammals, hell no, it's really, really hard to get other mammals to crossbreed with each other, right? Unless they're very, very close to the same DNA.
The offspring is often
it doesn't last.
Not fertile.
It's not fertile.
Donkeys.
Yeah, so when you have asses, and there's a couple other animals, right? There's like 3 or 4 other animals that are mammals, right, that you can crossbreed, but then they don't go anywhere after that because their DNA is so far from each other that it doesn't make another one. So, Cunt Hovid, you don't understand the concept of this because you've never actually looked into like what breeding actually looks like. Or if you take a handful of fucking rabbits and breed the fuck out of them and make a gazillion and a half rabbits, how many are going to come out without fucking deformities?
Is it Tangirl? Is it Goliath, the giant tadpole? If so, I've just posted that in private.
Okay, well, we'll check that in a second. But let's crack on.
No point will Kent be able to give an explanation for how or why God did anything. So it's just literally useless. Whereas evolution has made successful predictions and has passed every single test that's ever.
And it makes sense. You started with very, very small organisms. You throw them into a melting pot of things that can create them to keep replicating themselves and turning into more and more celled organisms. And eventually you're going to get multi-celled organisms that turn into dumbasses like me. It's very rare, but if you look at the progression of it, it seems very natural, or eventually you would get to something close to this. Most likely you're going to get a bunch of animals that don't have this much consciousness, even though we're dumbasses. Like literally, we're like stupid animals.
It's society that creates the dumbasses, isn't it? We all have the same brain. We just don't apply it. People apply it differently because you know they get in with the wrong crowd, or they've got ADHD.
Well,
they don't want to.
Our brain is made to take in sensory information in not a proper way. If it was more solid, then we would be totally way more intelligent. But unfortunately, our brain fleets itself, and our audio and visual can be messed up just from like lack of water and other things. So I'm not saying we're dumb because learnedness, just us as a species, we're not made right. We have back problems, knee problems, all these things that happen to where it's like we're not this amazing unwreckable creature. We're this still malleable thing that's not very great. So if there was a God out there, if you were to build or make a video game, which would be the Matrix, or if there was a intelligent being making us, wouldn't you make us a lot stronger and us live a lot longer? And like, why do people die in the womb? Yeah, why do things die in the womb if this is a fucking game that the God made for us, right? You should live.
No, but like that is just that's the thing. Like, God is, or he's not all powerful, or he's fucking evil.
Well,
the
joke is we're a fifth grader's science experiment. They got thrown into the fucking closet after an alien made us her fucking school project, to where at 1.5 they were paying attention to us, but they're not very smart out of the whole culture, right? They're the learning, and then they made this thing, and then they never paid attention to it after the Egypt, a certain period of time. They just gave up on us or let us just go, because now what guidance do we have anymore other than these ancient biblical texts that we're supposed to latch on to keep going, when they don't speak anything about technology at all? There is not, again, they don't talk about combustion engines, they don't talk about computers, they don't talk about compiling information in those certain ways and other things like that, right? So it's very like, oh, somebody was paying attention to us for a while and then they gave up.
Yeah,
anyway,
like Angel said, God's a kid with an ant farm, lost interest.
Well, I'm going to say all of that, he can't be evil, and he can't be this, because the fucker doesn't exist. If he was exist to be evidence.
Yeah. Hey, Crook, and then hey, Jasper. No, totally. But that's what it would be like, because if you were a game designer, say you were the one who created this fucking existence, would you really do make it like this? Like, are you serial? You're gonna make like every animal trying to kill every other animal, and everything is trying to eat everything else, and everything is destroying everything else over and over.
Because I'm
like,
evil.
Totally. And that's another thing. If that's your God, I don't want to be any part of it. And if I go to heaven and I have to confront it, I'm gonna be like, you're the fucking asshole, not me. I wanted to bring peace around the world, but I couldn't, because like everything eats everything, and like nothing makes.
God does not want peace on earth.
No, he wants pieces on earth. He just
somewhere in Matthias 30 was something.
He's the most sadistic. He's the most sadistic person ever, because they're the ones that are watching all this fucked up shit happening where people are getting molested and tied up and things against their will, and all of these cults.
I was
that
gonna
in
say,
the
like, hey, get
them,
tied up. I don't mind.
yeah, well, no, with consent, it's awesome. But all these cults that are for the Jeebus or the devil, and they're doing all these fucking crazy things to humans. Like, if you were a god, wouldn't you step in and want to be like, can we stop this? All I gotta do, I made a book before. Why don't I make another one that's gonna like help propagate the rest of this? Oh god, it's so. Anyways, I just want.
The origins of Christianity are basically power and control, especially over women.
No.
And hate, death, and destruction. That's Christianity, and it has not changed.
When you tell a fable, it isn't to enlighten. Usually, it's to scare you into not going to the woods at night, not going to the lake at night, not things like that. So yeah, it's all about scare tactics to get you to fall in line with whatever thing. And like, if you were the emperor of a land back in the day, and you wanted all the people to follow everything you did, all you had to do was say the fucking god did it or said it. Or you get your priest, pastor, coven leader to go, oh yeah, the Jeebus, this god, this thing, this said this, now go along with it. It's way easier for you to do that, because when they go to revolt,
doctrine, you can't question doctrine. It's against
that's what I'm saying. The people can't revolt over God, they can revolt you. So if you say it's the God saying it, they can't uprise against you because they're stuck in that religion, and that's what it is. That's why there's so many Christians who are QAnoners, flat earthers, and a handful of other things, because they already got indoctrinated into that, to where they believe in the people who are above them that tell them. Anyways, let's crack on.
Ever come up. And we even use evolution, or the concepts, the principles of evolution today, to do things like groundbreaking medical research. So it's incredibly useful and important.
Yeah.
A lot of science, such as gravitational waves, is pretty much incomprehensible to almost everybody. But it's only flat earthers that say stuff like it's fake. Kent has no problem with much of science, maybe even most science, but he claims evolution isn't science. It is. It's just that he has to say that because the evidence is overwhelming. Evolution, genetics, paleontology.
How is he going to make money taking a hammer and bonking it on a fucking SpongeBob plushie if he doesn't have that? How else is he going to be close to children and his friends being close? Never mind. I'll stop right there. Let's crack on.
Geology. These fields all operate in accordance with the exact same scientific method that any of you watching, myself or Kent, we all take for granted all the time. Like, I don't even know how a microwave or a computer or a cell phone works, but I don't go around assuming that it's magic or claiming.
I know the basics.
Yeah, how does your goddamn
the basics of most of it?
Well, no, me too. But I was I worked in electrical engineering and blah blah blah, and I was building PCs at 14. But anyways, how does your fucking cell phone work? Does any of us honestly know like the actual components and like where the fucking how it sends out the signal, and like how the NFC readers are fitting in there, and like how it's GPSing you, and how does the screen work, and how many pixels, and do we honestly know how these crazy little itty bitty things work? No, but does everybody fucking use them, and do they fucking work? Obviously. So if you go backwards and you like try to go backwards in the technology, you're like, well, that has to work, and that has to work, and that has to work, and then this has to work. So they all have to be based.
That's also a thing. Like, people take technology for granted. Like, before, like, if you had like your landline, like your telephone, like you basically know kinda how it worked, and like it was not that difficult.
Yeah.
If somebody would explain it to you, it was quite easy. But like the whole thing with the radio waves and stuff, like that's pretty fucking weird to explain. Like,
well, and the problem is with people who have no background in any of electrical circuits or anything. when you go to talk to them, they're like, huh? And you're like, oh crap, you know,
Yeah, but,
like,
but also like
unfortunately, me and you know a shit ton about this.
yeah, no, but
compare-
also like
you know,
if you back in the day had your cassette recorder,
yeah,
if you want to know how it worked, you took it apart and you could see what was happening.
yeah, no, I shocked the shit out of myself opening up transistor radios and other radios and not knowing that the capacitor, even though I unplugged it, if I touched it the right way, would shock the shit out of my fucking hand.
Yeah, no, but like that no, but like that's the thing. Like these days, it's all circuit boards. Like, yeah, you see a circuit board. Yeah, okay.
But if you don't know what's going on with that circuit board, how the fuck are you going to know what the pattern is and like what those little itty bitty chips and what all the? Yeah, no. When it was analog was amazing for.
I know what I can do with it.
Yeah, well,
But,
and,
like,
and when it
I
was
don't know
DIY,
if I could look up every single component of it, but
yeah,
still like that,
Well,
that level, like that's hard for the general public to know.
yeah, and or when you have all these micro circuits that are sitting next to each other in a row for a certain way, how the fuck is anybody going to understand the concept of like which one is the resistor, transistor, the I don't know what else to say off the top of my head, but you know, so it gets very confusing really easy for people who don't have a slight understanding of some of these things. And that's another reason why we're doing these streams, is because I barely have more understanding of certain things because I worked with them a lot of my life. And that's what I want to share, is the understanding of physics and electrical and knowing how I fucked up and how I did it right. Because that's the other thing that these twats say, like CC and Daniel Pratt. They're like, all you gotta do is, well, I know that's sorry, that's Ben Shapiro. They're like, yeah, well, I don't know how CC says, but I'll go with Daniel Pratt. You know, like if you man, like all you gotta do is like just think about it, and then like it's a thing. But like they don't understand that like there's so much intricacies into all of these things that make all of things work together. All you are, Daniel Pratt, I know he's not ever going to watch this, is a motherfucking security guard. Not down-putting security guards, but you have nothing to do with any science whatsoever, and I bet you didn't even graduate high school. Once again, I don't care if you did or didn't, but when you start sputtering up, just like Flat Earth Dave and who was I watching a second ago? I think it was CC. Sorry. Daniel Pratt. That said 6 years ago. No, it was somebody else. But anyways, they were like, oh, I know all this stuff now because I barely fucking even looked into it and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's like, just because you watch some videos and you think that you know the understanding of the concepts, go out in the field and show me you know those concepts, you dumb cunt. Because if you tried to go do those things, David Weiss, there we go. No, it wasn't David Weiss, because that's Flat Earth Dave. No, God damn it, it's another one of the fucking flat earthers that's a fucking idiot that's like claiming that he knows everything. The guy who tried to measure the heat of the moon sun with a laser or something like that. The fucking idiot. Anyways,
Jasper.
Yeah, that was. Okay, we'll definitely look at that later. If you send that to me in the Dism Accords, that'd be awesome, because we're not going to look at it now, but we'll look at it in a second. So, since we're already 50 minutes into the goddamn fucking stream, and we've only got into a couple minutes of him talking, let's keep cracking on, because, again, I consider all day long talking shit about how dumb this twat is and how much information unfortunately, since we've been doing this flat earth stuff and all the other conspiratorial stuff, I have learned so much. That's the thing I love about it.
Yeah.
But I fucking hate how much information I have stuck in my goddamn skull that I fucking had to rebound from. That reminds you when you found the Snap Kits built an AM FM radio with extra large one. And yeah. I was making AM FM radios, the ones with the crystals. inside of it. I know I said it just a second ago. When I was a teenager in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, it's not really a big thing over here. And like I think that it for me the biggest problem is like my brother wasn't a nerd. Like he was one of the cool kids. So yeah, that was like
a transistor radio was what we used to make with a wire, and you put a crystal on it, and then you had these things in between the diodes, and then you put an antenna, and then you could pick up AM, FM, AM radio stations, which in the Americas, there's a shit ton of those. I'm guessing over in the Europes, it's not as many, but in the Americas, there's like 30 FM channels.
The thing over here is like, here we got like most radio stations here are national. Like you basically how many stations do you have that broadcast nationwide? In
like
the US?
10 maybe, because Clear Channel owns most of the music, well actually most of the radio stations on that are FM, and they do it locally because they want each town, each city to have their own version, because they'll play certain types of music in different areas. So if you go from a city to a town, in the town they're going to play hick music or country more, and in the city they're going to play all the punk rock music. Yeah. So it changes a lot just because they're trying to fix into a market. I worked for Clear Channel for a year or so, doing sports news radio with them. I set up all the microphones and the cameras and all that stuff for sports news radio in San Diego for Clear Channel. So so I know the ins and outs of them. And then I was the manager for the public access for Time Warner Cable, and so I understood how that got processed and how far it went and the different. Anyways, let's crack on.
That it's fake or anything like that. Kent will call these things religions, which is just it's almost too stupid to even deserve a response.
Because there's no Bible that we go off of.
But what I will say is that these fields of science, they make zero appeals to the supernatural. So not only are they not religions, but they by definition can't be religions ever. And then the final real quick point is that Kent actually believes in evolution, and Kent believes in natural selection, because Kent believes that thousands of years ago, an event that wiped out almost all life on Earth happened. And then today, all of the species we see today, which were not present on that arc, are the result of evolution and natural selection. Now, we disagree.
And how many species have gone extinct? A gazillion and a half. Like way more species than are ever going to be in the future have gone extinct.
99
right?
plus percent of species that have existed.
It's like 99.1% or something of species have gone extinct in the history of the globe. All right, so let's crack on. I'm going to play this for a second more. I'm going to grab another burr because I need more burr if we're going to freaking keep going through this. Because as soon as Kent Hovind starts talking, I'm going to want to bash myself in the fucking face.
An elephant. Yeah, fuck off, Kent.
Exactly, to me. So let's crack on. I'll be right back.
Disagree about how far it goes, and today we will be going over the evidence. I'm sure in Kent's cross-examinations, he'll be asking questions where that evidence will be relevant and get brought up. But for now, that's where things stand. That's my opening statement.
All right. Thank you very much, Eric, for that opening statement, our first opening statement for tonight's debate. For anybody in the chat just joining us, we will be doing an audience Q&A once we're done with the main portion of tonight's debate. So please, if you do have a question, make sure you're sending those in. Challenges, objections, perhaps as well. We'll interact with those. Okay, Kent, we're going to hand it over to you now, and you have up to 10 minutes for an opening statement. Go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. Tonight we're going to see that we live in two different worlds. There's the real world, things we can observe.
No, it's the fake world you live in and the real world we actually live in. But let's have you pretend that you're going to tell us with your old ass, and I'm not I mean, being old doesn't mean that you're fucking dumb or that you can't learn, but your old ass needs to just fucking retire and go away.
He's the proof that wisdom does not always come with age.
Well, of course,
Exactly.
he calls himself
Yeah,
a doctor. He's got a PhD from he's got a religious PhD, let's say.
The PhD that he got, or the whatever he got, came from a trailer in the middle of fucking a desert or something. Like
a laundry above a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's a religious PhD, so it's worthless in the fucking
shite. It's
worthless in the real world, as he's going to explain here. In his fantasy world, it's probably worth a lot.
Yes.
But it's religious. It's fucking useless.
Yeah. So let's crack on to this idiot.
Study test, and then there's the world of imagination called Planet Peterson. We've already demonstrated some of that tonight.
It's not just his. It's never mind.
His opening, he has a wild imagination, and we shall see. In the real world, cows have baby cows. That is what we call science.
Yeah, except for when they fucking come out with like multiple legs and 2 heads and other things, and that's technically not. It's in its kind, even though that's not a thing. That's not replicating something just like a 3D printer would. That's what Kent Hovind is trying to portray to us. Everything comes out like the best example of the last version of it. You know how many people fucking are born with fucking like multiple organs outside their body that are male and female? Do you know how many people are born with fucking tails? Do you know how many people are born with fucking other limbs or other things popping out of their
extra chromosome?
Yeah, exactly.
Down syndrome.
Again, all of these things aren't perfect, and Kent Hovind wants you to believe that God makes it a perfect.
And also, which child is an exact copy of their parents?
None.
Yeah, no, it's because there's a mixture of it, and then mutations can get thrown in, and it matters on the DNA's mixing together to make it another thing. So even if you're inbred, you're actually making another mutation that's not. No matter what. It's 2 DNAs mixing together. You're never going to have the exact same thing. That's how evolution works, dumb cunt, is 2 things mixing together with the DNA close enough, making an offspring that hopefully is better than the one before it. And if it's not, it usually will go away. And the species that its fur matches more of the flora and fauna around it, the trees, the bushes, blending in for camouflage. That's where the changes happen. Anyways, we all know this. I'm sorry. Let's crack on with this cunt. Cheers.
It's observable, it's testable, it's demonstrable. That's the definition of science. On planet Peterson, cows came from an amoeba over billions of years with slow, gradual changes that you have to imagine happening long ago. We never observe an amoeba produce anything other than amoeba, but he thinks an amoeba slowly, over billions of generations, changed into a cow and everything else. Today, there are, in the real world, 450 breeds of cows that farmers recognize, 4 different basic types: dairy, beef, dual purpose. Probably all the cows had a common ancestor called a cow.
Why do they all look different, though, dumbass? Okay, anyways.
No, not their ancestor was not a cow. Their ancestor was a bull. Hurry! That, like, he's saying cow. Cow is like, could be a hippo. Female hippo is also a cow.
Yeah, we
is a cow.
Well,
Ken Hovind doesn't understand evolution. It's that simple as that.
Well, yeah, and obviously, like, why are there so many versions of this? And then, anyways, okay, let's just keep going.
See, in the real world, somebody with the time and interest could probably make a family tree where all the cows came from an ancestor, which would be a cow. But in the imaginary world of planet Peterson, cows are related to frogs and fish and kitty cats, and they're all related. On planet Peterson, hoofed animals like cows are related to butterflies and bees and frogs. This is the imaginary.
It's called time, and when you have
he cannot fathom how much time has passed.
He's a young Earth creationist, so he doesn't get it. He doesn't get millions of views. He gets
it's
6,000
it's
views. That's it.
it's just like flat earthers. That size, they don't understand size. They have to tell their wife they have a 6-inch penis when they really have a 3-inch. So when you talk about gazillions of miles, they're like, I can't understand that because I'm a micro penis. Just like this douche can't understand how large time is. Well, the only reason that Ken Hovind does this is because he doesn't know another way to make money. This is the only way he can make money is by fucking talking to fucking 12-year-olds.
Only legal way.
Yeah. The only legal way is for him to talk to a bunch of kids and tell them that blah, 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 while their parents are already indoctrinated into the young earth creationists or close to it. And then he's like, look, how does this not make sense? And you're like, what are you talking about?
I actually think this would not even be allowed over here. Call it like teaching science. I think over here like that they'd be shut down within a week.
Yeah, I would think so, but unfortunately they go under the guise
just like most of your media outlets over there with your biased media.
They don't go as a school. They go as a museum, and that's their fucking loophole. I know it's stupid.
Still, they're claiming to teach science.
I don't know. I get you. Just like the fucking
and like
fake arc. I know.
The flooded arc, you mean?
The world that he lives in, folks. These charts that they make, these family trees, are pure imagination. It's fun, boys and girls. Just imagine. On planet Peterson, all you have to do is imagine slow, gradual changes in the gene code.
So you're not going to give us any proof or any kind of thing that backs up any of your data that you're going to use. You're just going to claim that it's magic, even though that's what the Bible is. The Bible is just magic. You have a magic sky daddy that gave you everything, and that's how you have
magic evil sky daddy.
Yeah, that's how you have all the equipment that you're using right now to fucking do this. And why the fuck are you wearing a goddamn gaming headphone set? I hate when people do that when they have their own fucking real fucking boom mic. Just fucking buy a fucking regular set of headphones, you dumb cunt. There's no way you pay that much money to, I know, but there's no way that you pay that much money to be on a stream all the time with your face full screen.
Oh, yeah.
That you couldn't fucking just pay for fucking actual headphones for you to fucking wear. I went from full headphones to these little itty bitty ones because I want to show more of my face. What?
Yeah, I prefer like the overall overhead over my ears. But I also use these headphones. Like if I unplug the thingy and put it in my PlayStation, then I got a gaming headset connected to my PlayStation.
Oh, well, I have 3 of them sitting over there, but they're already plugged into my thing. But anyways, I like these ones because they're barely in my ears, but I have all this ear jewelry as well. So that's another thing. But just like when I hate when motherfuckers are holding their microphones in their hands to do streams. If you're interviewing somebody and you don't have the proper in-between mics, fuck yeah, hold it. But I hate when people do a stream where they're holding a microphone that is definitely made to be pinned to their clothing, to be set on a...
Oh, yeah! The little ones, and then they're like...
Yeah, and they have the little fuzzy ones, you know, with the windscreens on it, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why are you holding it, dumbass? You literally could have, like...
They're doing that because they cannot edit, and, like, otherwise, they have 2 audios that they have to combine.
Sure. Yeah, no.
They probably have it hooked up to their phone with basically no software that can handle 2 microphones.
Yeah, no, they obviously don't know how to set up their equipment properly, and that's the whole thing. These idiots claim that they are fucking the top of the fucking smart ladder, and they can't even figure out tech. And it's like, if you can't figure out tech, dumbass, then how am I going to believe you that you know anything outside of? And once again, I understand, and we all know here, there are people that are really, really smart in certain categories and not smart in other categories. But when you claim to be the smartest of the smartest of the smartest, and you can't figure out your fucking goddamn media shit, which is honestly kind of basic, especially if you dumb down what you're doing. Like, I can make this way easier. It literally could be just a laptop sitting in front of me, and I could be going off a laptop. But I'm going through a PC tower. I have 2 ring lights. I have 2 cameras here, even though we only use 1. I have a boom mic that's running through a 12-channel mixer that's a portable mixer that is fucking huge. So that's the thing, is that these twats fucking are like, I am the smartest of the things. And you're like, you barely can't even figure out fucking your own tech, you dumb cunt. And you know he has a team helping him do this right now. He literally is paying like 5 people to help him do this, just like Tim Pool and some of the other twats. They literally have people that are helping them do this, and they're doing it worse than I am. And of course, I only got fucking this many people watching. When I love you all, I'm not saying that, you know, but it's hilariously stupid that somebody that. Anyways, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Let's crack on. Let's crack on.
And you can change an amoeba to a cow and a butterfly and a frog. Just imagine. That's all this is, folks. It is certainly not science, what he believes. Okay, it's a religion. See how easy it is? Turn an amoeba to a cow. Just imagine it. Okay.
Where is the Bible that has that written down in chapters, in sections that are numbered, that happens, you dumb cunt?
Yeah, well, that's just the level of his intelligence, isn't it?
No, you know what the stupidest thing is about that argument? It is a religion, so it is stupid. But you should believe my religion.
Yeah. Well, but remember, all other religions, the Quran, Islam, paganism, Satanism, all the other ones are wrong except for their picked and chosen little version of this pigeonholed version of it that is right for some weird reason. Even though if God was so amazing and was so powerful, why the fuck are there over 150? And I think I'm underestimating this, but I'm just going to say this number: over 150 different sects of Christianity just in the goddamn the Americas. Can you imagine all the different
It's over
versions?
40,000.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you look into Catholicism,
40,000 people at the same time. What? Oh
yeah, I man, I want to be in that orgy. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, just think about Islam. Just think about Catholicism. Just think about. I don't know what's the next one down. What would be Scientology? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Probably Mormon or Jehovah's Witness.
Mormon. Yeah, there we go. No, it's probably Mormon, and then probably Jehovah's, and then probably anyways, it doesn't matter. We went down the list of fucking idiocracy for sure. Anyways, they all have their own versions of it, and they do different ways, like the 12 tribes of Judah and this and that are fucking different split sects of Mormonism. And what are the Utah peoples? Are they Mormon? Is that Mormon?
That's Mormons, yeah.
Okay, so same difference, because in the Mormon religion, there's the multi-wife fuckers or sister wivers, and there's the non-sister wivers. You know, all of these religions have all these different sects and all these different versions. If there was a fucking god or an overseer, why did they let this turn into this? Unless they want to have fun, unless this is a big joke. Like, have you ever seen, like, I don't know what movie it is or what TV show. Oh, it was South Park, right? Where we were live television around the world being broadcast, like native tribes fighting, us bickering, people spilling coffee, and it was sent to all these galaxies, and they were watching it as television. That's the only other reason why this would make sense, is that somebody made us here to be the butt of the joke, right? Like, oh, let's
actually be the Truman Show.
Yeah, but they bred us specifically to be dumbasses, and they were like, again, it's the joke off of South Park. They threw these animals here that want to eat us, and they're like, yay, it's like gladiators. And so that's the only other explanation I have for this being made by things
we used to be used as mining
slaves, totally.
drones,
But
slaves.
but that doesn't make sense when you look at the way that gold actually does not work and is not prevalent in other universes in the way to make things. Platinum, cobalt, and a handful of other things, those are, right? Because they work in space. Gold doesn't work in space very well, actually.
Gold is not rare.
And it's not rare, and that's the other thing, totally. Because if you watch all the gold shows, they're making tons of it for no reason, and it's melted down. I mean, like walk into a pawn shop here and see how much fucking gold is fucking sitting in front of you. Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, over here it is kind of rare because it's also kind of hard to get it. But like,
but
there is a lot of gold, but it's just not not easy to get out. And like in the universe, there is so much more gold even.
But unless the aliens are hiding the production that we're taking out of the planet of platinum, cobalt, and a couple other things, that's what we would have been mining a gazillion years ago. We probably would not have ever understood the concept of why we were mining those certain things, but that to me would prove that aliens were making us slaves to mines of gold. Does not work very well in a lot of places. It's only used for beautification of the rich. It can't be used.
Well, it's one of the best conductors we've got.
No, gold is not. No way. No, it's not. I thought it was fucking platinum. Or, anyways, I thought that and then it melts at weird temperatures as well. So I thought in space it was not good to use.
Every computer has a bunch of gold in it.
Yeah, because our dumbasses aren't smart enough to figure out the new ways, and that's what we're trying to do now. So we're trying to use new components like cobalt and a couple other things. If I'm remembering properly, while I'm drunk, for making computer components, gold cannot hold a heat charge very well, and it wants to melt on itself constantly. So there's better things to use. So 24 karat gold is the best conductor, but what is its heat range so that it can freeze or be too hot? Because I think that's the problem with it.
That's why you got at
you can
low
code
voltage, and low amperage, then you need at low voltage you need a good conductor, and that's why computers use it.
Okay, well, but once it gets way too hot, that's one of the problems with the overheating in computers right now, is the components in it. If we could make it better internal components, then we make it so that it's cooler on its own. So if we're talking about things that are from gazillions of miles away, gazillions of light years away, sorry, they would come here and they would want other things other than gold. That's just, basic.
Oh, yeah.
You would, they want us to mine teeth out of the dead or something. I don't know, something else weird. It wouldn't be gold because we can look at gold
organs.
And see it. Sure, and maybe they're doing not the aliens, but anyways. So once again, the gold production and aluminum and a handful of other things, that's not cohesive to throwing things into the galaxy, right? When you're talking about components for things. In the 1960s, that fucking worked. And that's why we got to this fucking space. And afterward, when we came back, we were like, oh my God, we don't want to use these components. Now we want to use microchips and we want to use all these other components. And they're all done and made by Blue. So anyways, let's crack on.
Let's crack. Yeah.
Boys and girls on planet Peterson, we don't waste a lot of time trying to find a scientific answer to where our planet came from, or where time came from, or space, or matter, and all energy came from.
So did you write this, Kent, or did somebody else write this for you? Because I feel like you did not write this.
Or how that first amoeba just made itself out of the rock soup. He wants to bypass all of that. Those are essential steps.
Do you know how mold grows, you twat? That's pretty much how the soup started. It's things like that, right? Components mixed together cause something else to create itself from that, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's how mold is made, and other things.
Just a
I mean,
graphics card and like a screen and a mouse, like, and that becomes a computer. By
yeah,
itself,
I know.
right?
Remember PCs create PCs. That's the only way they're made. It's not humans getting into them and making them and
political
building them.
correctness
It's
creates political correctness, indeed.
yeah, exactly. And in Rock Soup is my favorite thing that he says right here, because technically that's what was, dumb cunt. It literally was a smoldering fucking pond that made a soup, and rocks were involved, and they expelled certain things, and there was other things, and they went on and ate those other things, which were minerals, because they weren't rocks. They were mineral deposits that were building during the period when the earth was degassing itself at first. Then it turned molten, and then it hardened, and then it did the thing, and then the dinosaurs, and then the earth totally hardened.
It's basically amino acid.
And then exactly, amino acid, exactly. That's what happens when you have rock soup, is you create one of the many of those, a gazillion of those, and then anyways, then you had a hot minute that you had these dinosaurs that were here, and you had a universe that was still not solid enough. And eventually some things happened to where they got extinct. I don't know if it was things hitting the planet or just getting close enough, or the oxygen changing because there was too much plant life. I don't know 100% what changed 100% of that. And it could have been a mixture of all of them. I don't fucking know. And I'm not going to claim it. It doesn't matter. But there's evidence of all this crap happening. And it obviously makes sense when you look at the fucking way that we've come to closely understand the progression of animals and beings, plant life, and other things on this planet. Let's put it that way.
For his religion to be considered as part of science. He wants to skip over all that.
And the thing about religion is you have a Bible that never changes. We have peer-reviewed studies, and people have science books like in school, and every couple years they change them and they update them. Oh my God, they tell about new fucking things that they found out in the... It's always changing, you dumb cunt, which your Bible never changes.
Yes, it does.
Right?
They're always changing.
Well, the Bible does change a lot.
They're always fucking real.
Well, every time that you translate into a different language, or you make the St. Peter's version,
it's just to suit their narrative, really. That's all it changes for. Just to suit
a lot of kings.
Well, the way that totally. The way that the words are translated and to fit the narrative for the people in that area, totally. But science doesn't do that. In peer-reviewed studies, it changes and changes and changes, not the way that the words are being manipulated from the text, where they're actually changed, because when we figure something out and are like, oh, Albert Einstein wasn't right about this, now we have more proof that it's actually blah, 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 then we go off of that. And that's actual change, and not just verbal diarrhea change to fit the narrative that you need to fit to get those goddamn black and brown people off my goddamn lawn. Never mind. Sorry.
Science.
That's the problem I'm having right now. That's the problem.
Fucking evidence.
Yeah, but that's the problem we're having right now, is all these people are like, the goddamn immigrants and blah, 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 and my goddamn Jeebus, and we're supposed to, and oh, Jesus. Son of a bitch. We're going to go over MAGA lunatics next week. But let's crack on a little bit more with this.
I assure you, he will skip over tonight, okay? We only focus on Planet Peterson, on how the first amoeba slowly changed over billions of years into the amazing plants and animals we have.
So it wouldn't be an amoeba anymore if it's been changed after a hot second, because it'll become one cell, multi-cell, or even more celled after that. So fuck you, Kent, because you have a misunderstanding. And once again, you're trying to misinterpret this because you're a douche nozzle, just like you're
dishonest. This man.
Just like your son and Tim Pool and all the other fucking twat whistles that fucking do this to make money to disinform people.
We have today. It's fun to just let your imagination run wild. In the real world,
Yeah.
millions of hours of scientific research has led to the conclusion.
I mean, isn't that what happens when you read a fairy tale book or it's a nonfiction book, right? Yeah, nonfiction book or something.
He always talks like he's talking down to people.
No, of course he is. Of course he does. Yeah, me too. Of course he does.
Like
that.
that's like I think he is one of those people that needs to put people down to feel good.
Well, how else is he going to make? How else?
I think the money is an extra. It's an ego thing. It's an ego thing. I'm pretty sure.
These
the
people
way
are.
he talks.
These people are sociopaths. What they want is they want fame, fortune, and they want to pretend they are the smartest of the smart, and they're smarter than everybody else, but without doing any type of work. And how do I know that? It's because I'm one of those people. I always thought I was going to become a bazillionaire and I was going to become famous from smoking meth in my fucking room, watching porn. And then I actually started trying to do things once I got sober and was like, God damn, things are fucking hard. I'm not going to become a millionaire by sitting around picking my butthole with my fucking fingernails or something. I'm like, oh, I got to actually go out there and get my world records. Oh, I actually have to put on events. Oh, I have to like work my arse off to actually do something, even though I'm fucking a white privileged man. So, anyways, he's a white privileged old man that doesn't understand the concept of him being wrong ever, because white privileged, I'm going to say rich in quotes, because I feel like he's dollar. How do you say it, dog? Dollar rich?
Dollar rich or dollar poor, yeah.
Dollar poor, yeah, whatever. I believe he's one of those. I think that he's barely making just enough money so that he can do whatever he wants, but he's on that ridge where
I think he's pretty well off. I think he's not rich, but he's probably
yeah, exactly. I mean, he can definitely probably call up whatever that app is and get a teenage boy to come to his place and watch him dance for however much money. Allegedly.
Dance, yeah.
Anyways, let's crack on.
That there seem to be 700 varieties of butterflies in the world that have been grouped into 27 basic kinds in a family tree. I'm having.
They're not kinds. Nobody said kinds. They're not kinds. They're not kinds.
Organized in kinds.
No, they're not kinds.
Kind is not a scientific word.
It says it in the Bible, doesn't it? That's why he's gone with.
But is that how it's supposed to be translated? That's the other thing, you twats. Not you, dog, but the religious people. What does kind mean, and how is it translated, and why did you idiots not translate it into fucking species or something to where it could be fucking fit? That's the whole thing that pisses me off. These idiots could have fit all of this stuff from their Bible into science, and they fucking didn't do it because they're fucking twats.
No, because then the science can be disproven, so then the Bible can be disproven.
Sure. I guess. Literally. Yeah, exactly, because it's meaningless. All right, let's crack on.
I believe that, okay? Maybe God made 27 kinds of butterflies and they have produced the 700 varieties. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
So, because you don't know, you're going to come on here and you're going to ask people for money to say that you know, but you don't know. And you're going to whack people on their heads as being atheists because they're dumbasses, but you don't know about anything. Just like when, what's his name? God damn it, I forgot.
I do have to admit, like, he's one of the few that says, I don't know.
I don't know. You're right. And just like when he was debating MC.
Cunts like him are so afraid to say, I don't know.
Yeah, and just like when he was debating MC Tune, I think this is who it was, and if it wasn't, it was somebody else. He's like, I don't know. No, it wasn't. It was Professor Dave. Conspiracy Cats? Was it Professor Dave?
No, with Conspiracy Cats, it was, I'm not prepared for that.
I'm not prepared for that. That's what it was. I'm not prepared for that. Yeah, you're a dumbass.
And at least had him completely figured out.
Oh,
that
dude,
was
totally.
So fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
and he came up with all the things that he knew That would
He was
get
gonna
him
say
off script. Oh, that
exactly
was
similar. Yeah, no, that
fucking.
was
That was
amazing.
one of the most brilliant things that I've ever seen.
Exactly. So let's go on just a tiny bit more with this, and then let's get back to Peterson.
In the imaginary world of Planet Peterson, these variations in butterflies. My timer, brother, didn't start. Oh well, okay. These variations in butterflies is proof that they're related to humans and frogs and sharks, and they all evolved from an amoeba. See, in his imagination.
Except for there's like goddamn this like different lines, you twat whistle. Like there's not close. This isn't just an immediate line straight to it, you twat whistle. If they were gonna fake it, why didn't they make just a straight line to it, you fucking cunt?
World, everything's related. Eric, tell them later on. Do you believe?
Why would it not? We're all fucking carbon beings, you twat. What part of that do you not understand?
If you came from an amoeba, over billions of years, generated, and you're related to a frog and a butterfly. It's fun, boys and girls. On Planet Peterson, all you have to do is imagine slow, gradual changes in the gene code and mutations. And you can change an amoeba to a human, a butterfly, and a frog. It's easy. Nothing to it. On Planet Peterson.
Yeah, you can just do that with your God as well, you cunt.
It's just pointless. It's the stupidest fucking argument in the world. This prick, this dirty bastard who says the same thing fucking over and over and over again. Yeah, fucking when he orders his rent boy, he's not going to fucking ignore. He said, "No, I'm not going there." It's a cunt.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get to the beginning of this, which is with the same moderator, but we're talking about the geological column at this point. I'm going to start from the beginning. And as soon as we get over his intro, which everybody, again, go show Planet Peterson some love. We're going to start here. I'm going to start it. I'm going to step away for a second to grab another burr because, god damn it, to hear this goddamn shit is, well, not what Peterson is saying, but what Kent Hovind will say next. But this is amazing how Peterson takes the piss out of Kent Hovind, and that's really why we're watching this today, is really because we already know what Kent Hovind is going to fucking say, and if you don't know what he would say, you're welcome for not knowing that shit. Good on you for not knowing the accuracy of that. But let's crack on with this. I'll be right back.
Does the geologic column exist? I believe that's the topic of it. So, or in other words, is the secular explanation for the geologic column valid? That's the actual topic for tonight. So I'm affirming the positive claim, and I will be using evidence, scientific evidence, to do that. So Kent is denying the positive claim, not affirming a different position. It's really crucial tonight that understand that this debate is one topic, not two topics. That is how debates are supposed to go. So I will just be sticking, or I'll be doing my best anyways, to just stick with the secular account as I laid out before. The other reason to do that is because a claim that has no evidence, especially in a scientific debate, which I'm pretty sure that's what this is supposed to be, is really not a claim that deserves any talking time. A post hoc evidence is really no evidence at all. It's just a circular argument. So I know Kent believes in the flood and he thinks the geologic layers and fossils or whatever were deposited by the flood, but there's no evidence to support that. And the reason I know that is because Kent said it himself.
I don't know that all the fish died at the same time in the flood. It's an awfully big world we live on. I don't understand. Let me get to my slide here. I believe during the flood, parts of the world may be underwater for a few weeks and then above water for a few weeks and then back underwater for a few weeks. I don't know. I'll watch the video when I get to heaven and see what happened. You don't understand what the flood could do to the fossils. Okay. I don't understand.
I watch the video when I get to fucking what?
See when I get to heaven.
You dumbass.
Hey, Aaron, Aaron. Yeah, no, this is dumb as shit. Like, homie, you're a fucking idiot.
Hell.
No, but I'll figure it out when I get to whatever. Never mind. All right, so let's keep watching for a second. I'll be right back. I had to use glue. I'll be right back.
Understand it all either. Well, I'm not demanding that my view be taught. I don't understand. Okay. The Bible says the insects and plants were all made in 1 week. Not a problem. I believe that. Can't prove that scientifically.
What did we hear in there? I don't know. I'll see the video when I die. So there is zero justification for this alternative explanation, which again is not the topic. The topic is not, did the flood do this? It's, is the secular account true? I don't understand it. I'm not demanding that my view be taught. So according to Kent, what I hear is he can't even advocate for his view. He doesn't think it's a fact. He just believes it. And this thing about, I believe it, but I can't prove it scientifically. So we are here to discuss science. That's what I've been led to believe. Kent firmly believes that his claim is outside of science. The flood is not a valid topic for today. Kent's job tonight is to find contradictions.
I love how he laid this out. This is so fucking amazing. He is a biased moderator, to the best of my knowledge.
And still the dude rips another one.
Yes, so here we blow.
In the model that is overwhelmingly agreed upon by real scientists, because that's the model being affirmed in tonight's debate, the geologic column. The final thing I want to say here is just kind of a prediction. Kent will likely refer to the scientific model as a religion, and he does that to delegitimize the position.
Even though everything he talks about is a religion. But no, religion is fake, except for his guy. I know we already said this.
This is a little bit weird, and it's only acceptable if...
Kent probably doesn't understand that a family tree has to branch, because he's probably only seen his own.
Hey, he's never seen a fucking branch on the family tree because he made his fucking wife had sex with his son to make sure that they kept it in the family. Because you know what? We don't want the fucking people to actually gain our fucking double wide trailer. We got to keep it in the family, right? All right, sorry, I'm done. I'm done with that.
If Kent can provide a scientific or at least a secular rebuttal to the position that I take. But I don't think that's going to happen, because we've already heard Kent say that he can't prove those things scientifically, and he'll only
look at how pissed Donnie kind of looks. He's like, fuck.
Actually know after he dies. So with this thing about calling the secular scientific model a religion, Kent either needs to find contradictions in it, disprove it in some way using scientific evidence or secular evidence, or just...
And then look at how this douche nozzle has all of his like promo stuff up here. No, he's not trying to sell anything or do anything. Well, when Planet Peterson has nothing other than his name in the background promoting himself. And even this douche nozzle...
That's literally what Hunt is doing.
No, I know.
Like,
he's
just... all his like, oh yeah, no, I talk about that in this video. If you want to know, you have to buy it. Like,
you have to go to the video. Yeah, no, I totally. He's
not debating. He's just using this as an ad for his videos.
Yeah, he's totally
for his VCRs.
For him to get more little kids to watch his fucking goddamn videos, so they can indoctrinate more kids.
Just admit that
even though they're not going to watch this and see that. But anyway,
his position is not legitimate either. So that is my opening statement.
Well, thank you. I didn't see anything in his opening statement to show what his position is. The position that the atheists and the evolutionists take is that the layers of the earth are different ages. Does the geologic column exist? This is typical from textbook. I'm surrounded by thousands, maybe hundreds of textbooks here. They show that their belief is that the layers of...
Yeah, but did you ever read any of those textbooks, and or are they not from young Earth creationists? You fucking
the Earth are different.
He reads them, but as soon as it says something that does not fit his narrative, he doesn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking redonkulous. And there's no atheist Bible, you twat. That doesn't make any sense.
Ages. I think my job tonight is to rebut that. It is not possible that those layers be different ages. They say the Archean era is 2.5 billion years old.
Yeah, and there's... But
because why not? Because it debunks your shit.
And this thing is not a representation of how the world works. You're showing us the Tower of Babel or something weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not... It would be... This makes it look like it's a pile, when we're talking about the Earth's layers throughout the whole Earth, and not in just this tiny little thing. And them having a pterodactyl with humans and dogs and other things, and then a car over here. It's very, very misrepresentating to what's going on here. So
Well,
that's why you use this, you
like
twat.
the dinosaurs and us like are just such small pieces in
Yeah.
time compared to the age of the Earth. So yeah.
Well, and that's the thing
On
is the
this whole
problem.
deal, like the pterodactyl and the humans are actually really close.
No, I know, but it makes the misrepresentation is how big this thing is, pretending to be it spans over the whole.
He gets all his science information from children's books.
Of course, obviously.
And like
so
he because the oversimplified stuff for like
Well, he thinks like a
10-year-olds,
fucking
like-
seventh grader. He
no,
talks like
no, because that is the only thing he can go up against.
that's why I said he does this for kids. He literally is just making content for children, and then he tries to step up to do it for adults, and he fucking looks like a twat whistle because he literally his brain is only.
Yeah.
He's only
Yeah,
he's like a fifth grader. He's like, are you smarter than a fifth grader? And obviously he's fucking not. So, and then he makes these little like fucking meme things that don't mean shit, except for people that have no brain that don't understand anything, and they look at something and go, "The atheist Bible does not exist." I don't mean this one. I mean this one. Like it's fucking dumbasses that their brain is so nil or smooth or small. All they can do is just look at 3 sentences and take it in. That's what his audience is.
Down at the bottom. And the Holocene is only 10,000 years old. Where was all the Holocene dirt sitting for 2.4999 billion years? It is not
at the bottom
possible that the layers be different ages. Every speck of dirt on the planet is the same age.
Do you not know how mountains
no.
and you don't know how valleys work, you twat?
The age of a rock restarts after it's been molten. So after a volcano eruption, that stone like that is created then is a baby, is newborn.
Well, and once again, dumb cunt, how the fuck do you can talk about the layers of the Grand Canyon? You said that happened over 6. God damn, you're an idiot. Like, and the layers aren't all the same, because that's the other thing he tries to claim is like, why aren't they all the same level? Because of floods or not floods or other things, you dumb cunt, and or like grass growing over, trees growing over, and then
because on average they cover about a similar amount.
Yeah, they're almost. Yeah, no, you're right. But he's going to say, why aren't they all the same? Because there's different reasons.
Whether it's 6,000 or 6 trillion doesn't matter. It's all the same age. Are these layers
No, it's not.
being added from outer space? Is the Earth like a big...
Wait, did you just say, are these layers added from outer space?
Yes, you did say that.
Oh, you fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up, you loser.
Okay, we're doing that one. Okay.
Let's-
So where did the water for the flood come from?
My dick. Oh, anyways, let's crack on. Let's hear him again say this.
I know.
Same age.
God did
Let's
it.
crack on. Yeah, of course. You know, God cried because he was so mad that there were gay people and homeless people. Never mind. That's Sodom and Gomorrah. Never mind.
Are these layers being added from outer space? Is the
He literally said from outer space.
Earth like a big apple on a stick where they keep dipping it in to get new layers of chocolate over it every time? No.
But how does that happen, dumb cunt?
There is no new material, little comets and dust once in a while, but nothing significant.
Do you not know? Have you not ever cleaned a house? Have you never been to a place that like dust layers and sand and or other things have like
Dust
eroded
layers.
and
Dust layers is mainly human skin.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's the easiest, the closest way to prove these layers happening. If you don't like let's say you don't dust one whole fucking room of your house. And 5 years later you go into there's going to be a layer of stuff. That's what happens in the desert. That's what happens in fucking places. Floods come in. What happens when you have a flood? A micro flood or a local flood? Layers come on that. There's other things that look, what are you talking about, you dumb cunt, saying that outer space did this somehow, way, shape, or form? Maybe dust from outer space came down and made a micro layers, but that's not what we're talking about, you dumb cunt. We're talking about fucking.
He's trying to make people think like,
I
those
know,
rocks should have already been there.
No, we
like,
already.
Yes, they were inside the Earth. Volcanoes erupted and made a new layer.
But don't forget, over billions of years, the Earth has fucking, shifted from one huge landmass into, continents of what we got now, and islands and stuff, and they're constantly moving.
So, Ken Hovind, you want me to take you and tie you up on the beach and put you right next to the beach during low tide, and then when high tide comes up, you're gonna get covered in sand. That is what we're talking about, you dumb cunt. Exactly.
But then again,
I know.
Then
how did that
well,
work?
we still got Mega, and we got enough out of.
I know, but hopefully we can get at least rid of fucking cunt Hovid. But again, how does that not prove how sand layers and layers of things actually happen? I mean, if you really wanted to, I could tie you and bound you to the bottom of a dry riverbed during right before the monsoon season in a shit ton of places, homie. And after those waters went over you and you were not alive anymore, let's see how under the sand you are. I'm pretty sure you're going to be buried under sand because that's how those systems work, dumb cunt. So let's try it out. Let's see if you don't get buried under the. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'll stop right there and let's crack on.
Significant. Where is the new material coming from? My position is the
water that goes onto the earth that pushes it around, and then like there's.
Yeah,
oh
no, but
God,
like
how dumb is this idiot?
No. He comes with this argument. Then I bounce that argument back like, where did the water for the worldwide flood come from?
Yeah,
God just he would say God just made it because God can do whatever he wants because he's the control.
He did that with the sand as well.
Exactly. And why do we have so many layers, you dumb cunt, if it's only 6,000 years old? How dumb do you have to be to believe that it's only 6,000 years old, you fucking idiot? You're a fucking idiot to be this dumb. I know he's only doing it to make money because he's a grifter and he's a fucking charlatan, but fuck you, Kent Hovind. And the only way I'd butt fuck you is with a strap on that was 10 feet long with a actual like huge double foot huge dildo on the end, and I only used it to barely see you over there, me fucking you in the ass because you're such a loser.
Geologic column that he believes in doesn't exist anywhere in the world. It's all been made up. I got stuff on that here.
And again, it's not a column, you dumb cunt. It doesn't look like this. It literally is the earth that has layers up it, dumb cunt. You are misrepresenting this, saying that it's a column, and it's not a column. It is just layers along the earth's crust.
Here, geologic column does not exist. One of the biggest lies in world history. They believe the layers are different ages. You want some scientific evidence?
Yeah, it's called that because people just name
it. If you would bore a big hole, you would bore a deep hole, you'd get that column.
Yeah, and again, it's called column not because they're saying it is a this to that up. I hate when twat whistles like this, just like sovereign citizens and auditors. They go, well, the dictionary says that. No, when you get into a field of science and machinery and technology and other things, words that change their meanings very, very quickly. When you're working on a film set, words change very, very quickly. When you're the actor or actress, when you're working behind the camera, when all of these things change meaning, the way that you say things, there are slang words for all different jobs. Let's put it that way. If you work in the restaurant industry, 86 means this. If you work, the bar industry, this means that, you know what I'm saying? Like on the rocks means a certain thing in the bar industry. But in construction, that means you got to go take care of fucking breaking up some rocks or something, right? Or something, you know what I'm saying? Like every word means something different in the context of what we're talking about. And these douche nozzles fucking not get that right, just like the sovereign citizens and the frauditors.
Evidence? Well, let me see here.
It's majorly, but look at this cunt whistle. Now he's showing all of his shite right here. What a cunt. He literally is trying to, and look at how old this photo is of him. This photo is from fucking like 20 years ago. And he's trying to say that like this of that. And anyways, track on.
Let's go to polystrata fossils that are found all over the world. Petrified trees that are standing up, connecting the layers. I can tell you trees only stand up a few years after they die. We had 7.
So there is something that like got that was God damn it, I can't believe I have to actually like explain this to a person as old as he is. When that tree was standing up tall, there were no layers. It was at ground level. Then somehow, way, shape, or form, other things have built up around it and gone up. That tree is not older than those layers. It was just there before the layers built up on it. Just like what happened with the Sphinx, like 100 years ago or something. It was only showing up to its neck and up. Then they went in and they fucking took all the sand away, and they went and they dug down. That's how we do archaeology. Cunt Hovind. We dig down to find the layers that were before it. And there are things that have gone through certain time periods, it looks like, when it actually didn't, because oh my god, layers happen so unsignificantly. That's like a gazillion and a half years. Right here is probably like 2,000 years. Just because this tree got stuck in time some way, shape, or form. I don't know how. And it's probably a fossil at this point. Doesn't mean that it resisted 6,000 years and this is only 6,000 years. You dumbass. You don't know how. Okay, I'm done. Let's keep going.
70-some died this year on our property in Lenox, Alabama, because of bark beetles. They're going to only stand there for maybe 2 years and they'll fall over.
So just because you had some bark beetles go into a tree that's around you that fell over in 2 years means that every single plant around you. I was reading an article the other day that said that they still have a forest of trees that are over 50,000 years old, or like a gazillion and a half years old. They're the oldest trees in the world. And if you look at the redwoods in the Californias, they're thousands of years old. So just because just like he did this before with his a driveway. He said, oh my god, like water went down my driveway and it like made like this little ravine, and it went down and it like made like a 6-inch down hole, and it made a waterway. Oh my god, that's exactly what happened to the goddamn motherfucking Grand Canyon. No, homie. Different things work in different ways in consistency of how much rock they are, how much sand they are, what consistency of them actually being like a thick thing. Like if you go to a palm tree, their innards are completely different than the innards of a pine tree and a eucalyptus tree. All of them work differently in different ways. And if you push them in certain ways, or you build up around them, or do certain things, they're going, oh my God. How am I smarter than people? I don't understand that. I always think I'm the dumbest person on earth, but how am I fingering this? Anyways, let's track on just a little bit more, and then we're going to be done. Let's do a palate cleanser.
So if their layers are different ages, they're not different by more than a couple hours. I believe every tide going up and down, tidal pumping it's called, would make the water rush in and out of the tidal pump. That happens today.
What about a landslide? What about an avalanche? What about, there's so many other things. A flood. You can't, what the fuck? How much? Oh, no. Okay, we're done. Okay. I have to get off this because I can't do this anymore. Tomorrow is going to be so much fun if I can get our snake charmer belly dancer to get on. I'm sure I can. And we're going to start doing the strange, wild, weird, and odd interviews, starting with Cat Clap. And she is going to talk about her experience in belly dancing, snake charming, and some of the other stuff. One of the things that she does that is very, very interesting that I don't know if, I believe none of us that are here other than me knows about this. And it is, instead of laying on a bed of nails and having a cinder block cracked on your chest, she lays down, I don't remember what it's on, but she lays down with a plate on her stomach and she lets a large object smash on her chest. And that is an old fakir act that used to be done. So she'll tell us and talk to us about that. I'm pretty sure I can get her on with us in the morning tomorrow. I'm going to get on with her and make sure that we can get her working and not. And I'll most likely, if she can't, I'll send her some money so that she can get the right thingy for her phone. And she will spend some time with us. And we'll go over the history of belly dancing and snake charming, mainly in the Americas, even though we'll go over the history of it in India, where it mainly started, and then also Asia and a couple other places. But we'll go over that tomorrow. So let's go over. Let's do some funny song. Oh, Jesus. Let's go over some funny song and not that. Let's go over. All right. Do you guys have Costco over there?
Yeah, we've done this.
We already did the Costco one? Okay.
Well, we got similar. We've got bulk lines. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's try something else. Let's see. God damn it. Let's just go with
about one in the pink, four in the stink. Is one in the pink, four in the stink?
God damn it.
British to Yogi. What's wrong, boy? What's wrong? God damn it. God got nothing to do with that shit.
Any ways? I don't know. God damn it. I don't know which playlist it's going to be on, but we'll see. I know. Blah, blah, blah. I'm being stupid. Let's see. Sure, let's go with that. I wanted to go with the do it all the
When
time.
shadows fall and nights grow cold, memories linger, stories untold, a heart in silence, finding its role. One dream chases a single goal. Through the night we find our soul, one song in every hole, one in pink, four in the sting. That's lovely, I think. Through the night we find our soul, one song in every hole, one in pink, four in the sting. That's lovely, I think.
All right, so let's end with this because for the heck of it, why not?
Music. One of man's great.
It's robot music, so of course, I mean,
Quickly becoming more popular.
thank you all very much for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share if you can. Hit the bell notifications. If you aren't getting notifications about this, please go ahead and check that again. And make sure that you are subscribed and have the bell notifications. And we're trying to get to 800, but one of these days maybe. But anyways, so we will see you all tomorrow. For the first time, we're doing interviews, and we hope that it becomes a more prevalent thing on this channel to interview people instead of, I'm never going to debate people, but I would like to interview and go over more content like that.
Day. We invite you to follow along as our scientists work to conceive of a future where music is created not by man, but by machine.
Whoa.
We're taking
Over the world, one kiss at a time.
And then I'm taking
your girl, and I'm making her mine. That is the whole reason why the cyborg invasion is going to happen. Is because we just want to take all your human women.
No reason why I'm only doing anything I want to
Do it,
because I
do it all the time.
We're taking over the world. A little victim is crying, and we're all taking your
Innocence corrupting your mind.
No need to cry, I'm only doing
Because I'm totally calling myself out with this song, because that's exactly what this channel is for.
anything I want to do because I do it all the time. We're probably
Gonna die.
It's so fun, we're so good at telling lies. So good, and we
Never even tried. The trust fund, we do it all the time. God damn it. Bam, bam,
We're taking
over the world. One kiss at a time.
And then I'm taking your girl.
And I'm making her mine.
I'm making her mine. No
And
reason
I'm
why I'm only doing anything I want to do.
do it because we do it all the time.
We're probably gonna die. It's so fun, we're so good at telling lies. So good, and we never even try.
But do it all the time.
We're probably gonna die. It's so fun, we're so good at telling lies. So good, and we never even tried. So money for the trust fund, we do
Say it all the time.
that's such a good song.
Wow. Yeah, I love it. All right. Thank you all, folks, very much for being here. We'll see you on the other side tomorrow. Like I said, for the strange, wild, weird, and odd, or whatever the fuck I call it, we're going to be interviewing people for every Tuesday until I don't find people. But I already have 5 guests lined up for Tuesdays for doing that. And we're still going to have the co-hosts and our guests as well. And they're going to come on, and I'm going to have a list of things I'm going to ask them, but then also we're going to have everybody else in the side of my chats and here on the panel. They're going to ask them questions as well about the crazy, weird things that they do. And yes, in 2 weeks, we will have somebody on here who used to hang out with Jackass and a bunch of other people in the industry that once he talks about it, you'll know. But I'm going to let him go over that the way that he wants to, but he has way more experience than my punk ass in the industry and did way more crazier shit. Like he used to squirt tobacco sauce in his eyeball with a shot glass under it with tequila in it, or he would squirt tequila. He'd pour tequila in his eye, do Tabasco sauce in his eye, and then squirt lime juice with a shot glass under his eye, and then he would take a shot of that after it happened. But I'll let him tell that story in next week for our interviews we're going to be doing with crazy, strange, and weird and odd people. So everybody, thank you very much. We're going to get the fuck out of here, and we'll see you all tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.